If you've been following my videos reviewing the Bad Batch or have seen the episodes themselves, then you know that I enjoyed the third episode, which followed Commander Cody and Crosshair, while I view the rest of the season as mostly filler. Well, Disney got my interest again by putting out a great two-part mid-season finale. If you enjoyed the Clone Wars in the third episode of this season of the Bad Batch, you're going to enjoy these two episodes. This is the story that I've been waiting for. The clone conspiracy reminded me so much of the final season of Clone Wars, with the feelings of tension and unease and all the political intrigue that I think has been missing from the Bad Batch. So the episode starts off with a bar on Coruscant that the clone troops frequent. Not all of them are wearing armor, and some of them are rocking a beard, so it's evident that many of these guys haven't been on duty in a while, which further demonstrates how the Empire is phasing out clone troopers. There's a clone named Cade talking to his buddy Slip, who both served on Admiral Rampart's ship when they bombarded Kamino during the finale of the first season of the Bad Batch. Both of them seem genuinely remorseful for what happened. However, they are frustrated with the fact that Admiral Rampart has lied to the Empire about what happened, leading the general public to believe that it was a terrible storm that destroyed the cities of Kamino. Cade tells Slip that he sent a message to Admiral Rampart, saying that if Rampart doesn't tell the truth, Cade will testify against him, which is a stupid move on his part. We've seen clones try and go over their superiors' heads to uncover conspiracies before, and it never works out. When these two clones leave the bar, Cade is killed by a mystery sniper, but Slip gets away, and he doesn't go on the run, but he pretty much sticks to one area of the city and is always looking over his shoulder and sticking to the shadows. In the Senate building, Admiral Rampart and a couple of the senators are arguing on behalf of Rampart's human conscription bill, which will replace the clones with human stormtroopers. And in the opposition, we see Bail Organa, Senator Chuchi, and another unnamed senator. Senator Chuchi was actually introduced in the first season of the Clone Wars as the delegate for Pantora, but I don't believe she's been seen for a while. Senator Chuchi is also arguing for the rights of the clones because she believes that they have no representation and that Rampart is mostly ignoring what they want for their own future. She even goes to the bar that the clones frequent, where she assigns herself as something like a union representative. The clones are reluctant to have her speak for them at first. She's talking about pensions, while the clones, unsurprisingly, just want to fight and be useful soldiers. As one of them points out to her, they weren't trained to think beyond the war. And in my opinion, on the one hand, there's no doubt that the clones got a raw deal. From being mind-controlled to having accelerated aging, the clones' lives were always going to end badly. But at the same time, if they want to fight, why not let them? I think both the Empire and the clones would benefit if they kept the clones employed. While Senator Chuchi is fighting against Rampart in the Senate, she also manages to track down Slip and nearly convinces him to testify before the Senate, revealing that Rampart had ordered the destruction of Kamino. Unfortunately, Slip is assassinated by the same sniper that killed Cade, and who nearly kills Senator Chuchi as well, but she's saved by Captain Rex, who had shown up to rendezvous with Slip. Rex agrees to help Senator Chuchi procure evidence to use against Rampart after the assassin is revealed to be a clone. This seems like a passing thing, but they're actually drawing on Legends material for inspiration here. In Legends, there were at least two types of specialized clones who performed assassinations. One were just called the Clone Assassins, who were actually trained specifically to kill Jedi. And then there were the Covert Ops troops, who were typically ordered to capture and kill clone deserters. Unfortunately, no information is given on this clone assassin because he commits suicide. Something else that's happening behind the scenes is Rampart's affiliation with Mas Amedda, the vizier of the Empire, or you could just call him the Emperor's spokesman, who speaks for him in the Senate, and who is secretly backing Rampart on his conscription bill because the Emperor can't be seen to be publicly partisan. Rampart is also the guy who was directing the clone assassin, which, if you think about it, it's both strange that the clone assassin would have enough loyalty to kill himself for the guy who wants to get rid of clones, as much as it is weird for Rampart to use a clone when he seems to think that they're obsolete. Episode 8, Truth and Consequences, isn't as good as Episode 7, at least up until the very end. While Episode 7 didn't feature the Bad Batch at all, they retake center stage in Episode 8, as they are the ones that Rex contacts to help him acquire the information that we use to implicate Rampart. On Senator Chuchi's part, she goes to the disgraced former Senator Bertoni of Kamino, one of the last remaining Kaminoans, asking her to testify in front of the Senate concerning misappropriated funds meant to go towards Kamino that were being used by Rampart prior to the destruction of the cities. Meanwhile, the Bad Batch and Rex are on Rampart's Venator that looking for the command log that has the evidence that Rampart did in fact order the destruction of Kamino. And to me, it's sad that a special forces unit like the Bad Batch has become something more akin to couriers who go fetch items for people, which is pretty much the bulk of what they've done since the first season and now into the second season. Back at the Senate, Senator Chuchi accuses Rampart of having destroyed Tipoca City. He's able to mostly blow it off because they don't have the evidence until Omega arrives with the command log and the entire Senate witnesses Rampart's bombardment of Kamino. But at this point I was thinking, there's no way that Chuchi gets away with this. I mean, obviously we know that the stormtroopers do happen, so something is about to happen here where maybe she gets killed or something. Sure enough, Emperor Palpatine shows up at the 11th hour, making a rare appearance at the Senate. And he immediately throws Rampart under the bus for destroying Kamino. Not only that, but he states that because of Rampart's betrayal, that the need for protection and security are greater than ever. And because the clones were so willing to comply with Rampart's order, the conscripted army of loyal human troops is obviously a necessity. This scene felt to me exactly like the ending of Attack of the Clones and the conclusion of Revenge of the Sith. You see Palpatine playing both sides, or rather whatever side will get him what he wants. And seeing other similarities, Rampart seems like he's become the new Count Dooku. You know, he's been this guy kind of controlling things behind the scenes, trying to set things up the way the Emperor wants, and then as soon as things aren't going well for him, the Emperor throws him under the bus. And at the same time, I think Senator Chuchi has taken the position that Padme once took, where she is basically the one senator other than Bail Organa who's trying to, fight for what's right. In this instance, she's fighting for the rights of the clones. And to me, that signals that she probably won't be alive for much longer. There's no way that Palpatine lets her live after she was able to pull off a stunt like that. I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but I've reached the point where it's not just Omega that frustrates me, it's the entire Bad Batch. And Disney is treating this series the same way they treated Boba Fett. Most of the episodes of the series feel like filler. And then they came in with the episodes focusing on Din Djarin and Luke Skywalker. And Dave Filoni's the guy behind the Bad Batch series, and he's obviously nowhere near ready to let go of the Clone Wars narrative. And while personally I can understand why people are getting sick of rehashing the Clone Wars, I'm enjoying it a lot more than these other filler episodes of the Bad Batch where they're kind of going around with Omega just doing random tasks for Sid and becoming kind of more ingrained into the black market. Like, I'd rather see them team up with Rex and Commander Cody and any other clones that have gone underground and help them, kind of help start up the rebellion and watch a series that feels more and more like The Mandalorian. But let me know what you guys thought about these two episodes in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a new video. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.